Morning, everyone. Very lovely to see you. Welcome. Heather, it's so nice to see you. How are you doing? I hope you're all right. Vicky, oh, it's so nice. Thank you for being here, Vicky. I really appreciate it. How are you all doing this morning? Are you home now, Heather? I hope you are. Morning, Jodie. Welcome, everyone. Very nice to see you all. I'm very well, thank you, Vicky. I'm good. How are you? How's your week been? I know you've been busy giving talks at uni and everything. How's everyone's week been? Have you had busy weeks, quiet weeks, difficult weeks, good weeks? How's it been? Savannah, Louise Fox, hello, nice to see you. Good to see you. Big Eater, is that? I don't know. Nice to see you though. Excellent. Oh, Heather, you had a difficult week this week. I'm sorry to hear that. It's really hard, isn't it, when you've had a difficult week? I think when things are difficult, it just feels like it's going to be difficult forever. And it's such a horrible feeling. I go through times like that myself. I'm not saying my times are particularly difficult, but, you used to have days when you're up and down. Oh my goodness, Heather, you lost your job as well. I really feel for you. I hope that this hour, we're going to spend this hour doing some really practical calming techniques, but also just chatting, seeing how you're doing. I'll answer questions if you've got any questions about anything. So I'm really glad that you're here, Heather. Really glad. Vicky, your week's been a good week? Oh no, been in a car accident. Gosh, I hope you're all right. It's really, it's a bit of a shock, isn't it, when that happens? It's not easy. Hopefully your body will have time to just begin to recover from it and calm. Gosh, I'm sorry about that. And I really appreciate you being here when you've been in a car crash. Hello, Julie from California. Lovely to see you. How are you doing? I hope you're all right. There's a comment here. My week has been stressing because I've had spinal surgery 4 weeks ago and I go back to school on Monday. Oh gosh, so I hope that your spinal surgery went well. Hopefully it's a sort of phased return to school and it won't be too difficult. I'm sure everyone will be really looking forward to seeing you. Gosh. Oh, and Heather. Oh, it looks like both Heathers have lost your jobs through your mental health and what's going on for you. So, gosh, it's a difficult week to be a Heather this week, isn't it? My thoughts are sending you big hugs, you two. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, all I can say is that hopefully this time will pass and that things will become easier and that you've got support around you that can help you. So Vicky, I'm glad you're physically okay. The car can be fixed. Good. It's and also the sort of mental stuff. It's normal that we feel a bit shaken up when we have things like that happen. So it will, you will feel better. Just got to be kind to yourself. Give yourself time. I'm glad the car can be fixed as well. Oh gosh. So I'm really, really glad to see everyone here this morning. It's lovely. Welcome. Do comment if you fancy. We are a very friendly place, a community of people, just helping each other, being supportive. I have the lucky, hopefully lucky, but there's certainly the lovely Vicky Hodson here with me today as my moderator, and she's going to be here. The lovely Lynn is away. She's having lunch with her friend, which is so lovely. So Lynn, if you see this back on YouTube, I hope you had a lovely, lovely lunch with Mrs. B. And also Jasmine. Jasmine is having such a hectic time at the moment. She's another one of my moderators. And so Jasmine, I hope that you're all right too. You're not working too hard. So thank you very much to Vicky being here today and keeping this a lovely safe space, because sometimes the comments just flow through so quickly and I don't see them all, and so Vicky is there just to keep everything nice and friendly and safe and comfortable for everyone. Okay, so I am a QCH therapist. I've just done a little video actually about QCH. So QCH stands for Quest Cognitive Hypnotherapy, and it's a talking therapy. I work with people who have anxiety most of the time. Colleagues of mine work with all sorts of other mental health issues. So it's a really great therapy. And today what we're going to do is do some more practical stuff, really. So I was thinking in the past I've gone through various techniques, and I was thinking I'll see if I can think of some new ones that people haven't seen before. But if you have any requests for anything, then just let me know and we'll do that. It can really help to spread the live to more people. If you are possibly interested in tapping the screen to make likes. Oh God, I'm not explaining myself very well, am I? So you can make likes happen. Oh God, that sounds terrible. But you can, do likes, and then the algorithm sends it to more people. If you fancy following me, if you're interested in the sort of stuff that I do, then it would be lovely if you fancy following me. And if you don't, then that's fine too. If you haven't got time to watch all of this, because I know that probably loads of you, Friday lunchtime, you're at work, and you might not have time to be watching everything. You might dip in and out, and that's fine. You can always go and see the whole live on my YouTube, which is Sarah Eris Therapy. And if you have a look up here, the details. Oh God, my phone. I've still not found my phone holder. My son nicked it from me a few weeks ago, and so I'm having to prop my phone up. I'm too tight to go and buy a new one. I need to find it. Children can be so annoying sometimes. You find that? If you've got children. I mean, I love him to death, but I wish he wouldn't steal my things. Anyway, okay, let me have a look and see who else is here. Oh gosh, so Diamond Lady, afternoon, nice to see you. It's lovely to see you. Freya Thorpe, I have so much anxiety about going out for dinner later. Oh, bless you. Well, hopefully some of our things that we do today, some of the more practical techniques can help you. And do go and have a look on my grid, because there'll be stuff on there that will help you as well. But thank you for being here. It's really nice to see you. Oh, I'm going to sneeze, I think. Okay, so Jodie is here. Jodie says, I'm waiting for potential MS diagnosis and I'm quite anxious. Do you have any advice for the wait? Oh my goodness, well that is a big thing, isn't it? Having that sort of, I think waiting for confirmation or waiting for a diagnosis, or, finding out, is it this, is it not this? It always can be a tricky time, because our brains like certainty, and when we're uncertain, it can give us those levels of adrenaline and cortisol and make us feel anxious, because it's our brain wants to know what's going on. Once we know what's happening, then we can have strategies to help ourselves. So hopefully this live will help you. If you can't stay for long, then don't worry, Jodie, because it will be on my YouTube, but also on my page. There's lots of information about anxiety, and there's lots of helpful techniques. I think don't expect to be completely anxiety free, because, as I say, you're waiting for something and it's all a bit uncertain, and that can feel a little bit traumatic. So it's about trying to create a lifestyle and an environment for yourself where you can feel as calm as possible, really. And that involves self-care, connecting to people, voicing your fears, perhaps using techniques like tapping, which is one of my pinned posts, can be really helpful. And if you look at my pinned posts, there's 3 pinned posts which you can see. I'm not sure if you can see the pinned posts when you're on a laptop, but on your phone, which is most of us access TikTok on our phones, I imagine. They're going to be there, aren't they? You can see the pinned posts on your phone. Hopefully they'll be helpful. So let's have a look. Hello, Denise Coffin. Very nice to see you. Welcome. Let's have a little look. Sassy says, constantly overthink what I say and what people say to me, keep myself to myself, avoiding people. Gosh, that's hard, isn't it, when you feel that sort of social anxiety. So perhaps some of the things that I shared today can be helpful for you. I certainly hope so. Okie dokie. So let's start. Let's start with something really gentle, shall we? that can be really helpful, and it will seem like nothing, but actually, it's creating an awareness of our bodies. And sometimes I was chatting to someone yesterday, a client, and sometimes connecting with our bodies can be quite difficult for some people. And if that's you, then don't push yourself. Any of the things that we do, I don't want you to be triggered into your red zone. If you think of the ideal place for us to be is in our green zone, so in our safe space, or to feel as safe and present as possible, and then just occasionally just going into our amber zone. So we're just in growth, and then we come back to our green zone and we feel okay. Now, even if you're in a place where you don't ever feel completely safe, this is a technique that can help you to feel more safe, okay? What we don't want to do is to go all the way into our red zone, because that's going to tip us over into feeling anxious, and it's not a pleasant experience. So today what we're going to do is hopefully be in our green zone, and we might tip a little bit into the amber, but don't let yourself go too far. You can always stop, you can always mute, you can always pause, and if it's not for you, that's okay, all right? But hopefully it will be. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our shoulders, just something just really simple. We're going to be aware of our shoulders, and what I want you to do is change the focus of your gaze so that you become a little bit unfocused. So you're just staring off into the half distance. And what's happening when you do that? Oh, Elizabeth, it's very nice to see you. Sorry to interrupt. But, good luck moving your husband to the senior living facility. I'm just so glad that you were able to pop in. I wanted to say hello. So you take care, Elizabeth, and hope you enjoy the YouTube later on. Okay, so I was just saying about shoulders. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the focus of our gaze, because when we're in danger and we feel under threat, our nervous system becomes our vision becomes very focused. So perhaps if you imagine someone was to burst in through your door, you'd be like this. You'd want to know where the danger is coming from. So by changing our focus, we send the message through our optic nerve to our brain that, well, things must be okay at the moment. So we're going to do that. We're going to have a little bit of an unfocused gaze. And we're going to start to move our shoulders up really, really slowly. So we're coming up all the way as high as you can up to your ears, and then very slowly just let them come down again. And then we're going to do that again when they get down to the bottom, get down as far as they can go. What we're going to do this time is we're going to breathe in as we bring them up. Now you probably, if you're lifting them up really slowly, then you probably have to do an in-breath and then an out-breath, and that's fine. But the main thing is to be thinking of doing an in-breath on the way up and an out-breath on the way down. But it's okay if you do in and out. What I don't want is for you to be going in, out, because that's not very relaxing at all. Okay, so, hello to everyone joining. So hello hello Angel Kate, it's really nice to have you here. We're just doing this practical calming technique, and then I'll have a look through and see if I can answer any questions. So let's do that again. So we're just going to be breathing in, and then breathing out. And feeling when you get to the bottom of this, your shoulders are down, just allowing them to be as heavy as you possibly can. And with your hands, have a notice where your hands are. If your hands are in fists, if you're tense and tight, let your hands be really nice and open like this, so that they're down perhaps on your lap or down by your side, so that it's almost as though you're imagining carrying two quite heavy shopping bags in your hands. So you're feeling the weight pulling you down. So let's do that again. We'll do that a couple of times. All right. So breathing in. Gradually lifting our shoulders, and then let them go down. And then when you get to the bottom there, we're not forcing them down, we're just letting them feel heavy. Heavy. And then breathe in. And then let them go down, breathing out. And then you might just want to circle your shoulders just to loosen everything up. Because one of the things that happens when we're tense and when we're anxious is that our muscles do tense up, because we're kind of getting ready to either run away or to fight our way out of a threatening situation. And so when we are feeling that way a lot of our day, then that can give us pain over time. You know, you can end up with stiff neck, stiff shoulders. It can be in all. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I saw the capital letters and I thought, oh gosh, what's happened? But thank you. Yes, you're right. If you are able to just sort of tap away on the old screen, then that is lovely. That will help get more people here. But it's okay. We have got a nice quiet session today, so that's also quite nice. So don't worry about it too much, especially if you're doing the old the techniques. So that's just a way just to loosen up a little bit, you know. Another thing we can do, which is breath work, and I know that you might find breath work tricky, but it's tricky if the way to get better at breath work is to practice it. Okay, so this one is a really simple one, and you can do it when there are people around and you don't particularly want people to know that maybe you're feeling a bit anxious. And so this one is something you can do. You can either do it with your hands in front of you, perhaps your arms perhaps down, you know, not to your side. That would be tricky, but in front of you is helpful, but obviously not right up here. It's up to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to, again, be doing breathing in and breathing out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be tracing around our fingers like this, and then going round back to the beginning. So, and we're going to sync our breathing with this. And again, that unfocused, softened gaze can be really helpful. It sort of sends us into a little bit of a trance, a little bit of a place where our brain can know that we're okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here, and we're going to be breathing in, and then out, breathing in, breathing out along two sides of a finger, breathing in, and then out, and back to the beginning. So breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, and back to the beginning. And back to the beginning. And be curious about the pauses between your in-breath and out-breath. When we're breathing, we don't want to be going because that's what happens when we're anxious. Because when we're anxious, our heart starts to beat more quickly. Our breathing changes because it wants to get as much oxygen into our bloodstream to get to our big muscles so that we're able to fight or to run away. And so by slowing everything down, that can be really, really helpful. So we're slowing our breath down, we're softening our muscles as best we can. Now, sometimes this is easier said than done. And again, it's about practicing each day, taking a moment each day to practice this sort of thing in a time where you don't perhaps necessarily need it, but it's getting our nervous system used to the fact that we can respond to situations rather than react. When we go into fight or flight, it's a massively rapid reaction, and that can be really helpful, really brilliant. But when we're being triggered into anxiety on a daily basis, and actually our life is actually okay here and now, what we want is for our nervous system to know that, you know, we are okay here and now, and we want to show it by physical means. So Denise Coppin, thank you. I'm so glad that you liked that. I'm really pleased. Who else liked it? Who else thought that that was something that perhaps would be helpful, something that was doable? If you you can either drop a comment, and equally, if you didn't feel it was good for you, then that's all right as well. Liv, so that's good. So Liv liked it as well. So Denise and Liv, so 2, that's good. And I think it's okay. So Angel K, yeah. So that was I've not done that one for a while on here. What I always think is that what we want to do is make stuff as simple and easy as possible. So Naya says that you missed it. Julie, you found it relaxing. Oh, let's have a look. So I will do it again in a minute, Naya, so you can see it. So her mind says, yes, I really liked it and I haven't heard about it. Okay. Charlotte Murphy says, with complex PTSD, I'm always in fight or flight. Thanks for your suggestions. So that's cool. So, I mean, I was working with someone the other day who has complex PTSD, and, you know, it's about making very small steps. And that was, this is really important, to do stuff that is easy to do, that keeps us in our green zone, that, you know, maybe it might just be a little fairy tiptoe step into the amber zone initially, but brings us back to green zone. And eventually what we're doing is we're expanding our safe place. So let's do that again. let's have a think about, let's score where we are on the anxiety measure. So by that, all I mean is between 0 and 10, how are you feeling? So 0 is totally chilled and calm. 10 is the worst it could be. All right. So give yourself a little score, have a little think. Where are you right now? And then let's do that breathing again. Okay. So we've got all the time in the world. We're here till 1, and you can always come back to this. All right. So it's on the YouTube, which is up here. You can see. So let's do that again. So we're going to start. We're going to have a hand like this, and we're going to do an in-breath for 1 line of our finger, an out-breath for 2, an in-breath for 1, an out-breath for 2, an in-breath for 1, and an out-breath for 2, and then back to the beginning. I'll do it with you, so don't worry, and be conscious of the spaces in between the in-breaths and the out-breaths and the out-breaths and the in-breaths. All right, so we've got our number of where we are, how anxious we're feeling. And so let's begin. Okay, if you go at my speed, that's great. If you need to be slower or slightly quicker, then that's okay too. So we're just going to breathe in. And then back to the beginning. Just breathing in. I can see some comments coming here about autism, and I'm going to answer you. I'm just doing this and I'll be with you, okay? Oh, I've lost where I am. I can't talk and do it at the same time. I'm terrible. Okay, my apologies for that. Okay, let's start again. I'm sorry if that's disrupting you. Okay, so breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in and then out for 2 and back to the beginning. Breathing in and then out. Breathe in and then out. Breathe in and then out. And back to the beginning. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe in. And then out. Breathe in. And out. And back to the beginning. Okay. So, how was that? How did that feel for you? If you had a number at the start, where are you now? Has your number stayed the same? Has it got lower? I hope it hasn't gone up. But if it has, then what's that about? Denise, I'm so glad that you like this technique. It's such an easy one, isn't it? And it can be, I think it's very... people try and rationalise their anxiety and try to think their way out of it. And actually, it's these very simple physical techniques that are the way forward. Oh, so Sandra, yours went up. So I'm sorry about that. I wonder what that's about. I think the main thing to know is, okay, tried that technique, it's not for you, and that's all right. So sometimes that happens. When I'm working with my clients, I teach them lots and lots and lots of techniques so that they've got stuff in their tool bag, and so that they can choose the ones that they like. And people will go back to the stuff that they really like, and they will not use the stuff that doesn't suit them. So it's okay. So let's have a look what everyone else was thinking. Let's have a look. Diamond Lady KA, that I'm glad you're feeling all right. That's good. Julio says, thank you, I'm very relaxed. Excellent. Naya, oh good. So Naya, you came and you hadn't seen it first time around, so I'm glad you found it relaxing. Charlotte says it's a technique you can practice anyway, which is great, so that's cool. And Ava says that was relaxing. Good. Okay, cool. Angel Kate says that your number's gone down, so that's good to hear. Brilliant. Yeah, so I'm just done that first technique to those of you who are joining. Oh, excuse me, I'm just going to have a little sip of water. So, good. So Bella Rose found it relaxing. Liv thinks I've got perfect teeth. Well, thank you. I do try. Brush and floss every day. Luna A found it helpful. Number went down. That's excellent. Charlotte found it really grounding. That's so cool. Brilliant. So I'm really pleased. So don't forget, this will be on the YouTube, so you can catch it again if you're just joining us and you didn't see it. I'm going to do another one in a minute, but I wanted to go back to this question here there was a little bit here. Nicola said that she's been discharged from community mental health to an autism charity. Nicola feels palmed off. Surely that's discrimination. So I don't know what the individual case is here. I hope, and I think the very fact that you're feeling discriminated about, that matters. So I would maybe go back to them and talk to them, and I would maybe talk to the autism charity and talk to them about how you're feeling, because it's really wrong, isn't it, to feel discriminated against. It may well be that they handled the situation very badly, so that you felt that way, or it may well be that maybe they did discriminate against you. I don't know, but I'm really sorry that you're feeling that, Nicola. It's not right, is it, to feel that way? So A. Fowley says, do you have any tips for those with autism, specifically around body language and eye contact? So that's such a good question. And I do and have worked with people who are autistic over the years. I have to say that it's not something that is a speciality of mine. For me, I just take everyone that comes to me as they are individual people, and sometimes, well, so the people that I've worked with, let me think if I can actually answer your question rather than waffling. Okay, so I think it's such an individual thing, isn't it? It's such an individual thing. Body language is an interesting thing. I think with eye contact as well, it's about what's comfortable for you. So you don't want to be staring someone in the eyes all the time. I think when you're speaking, it's natural to be looking all over the place. We have what's called visual fields. So when we are accessing visual memories, we tend to look up. So we have visual remembered up to our left, generally. We have visual comparison up to our right. So if I'm thinking, oh, okay, what was it that happened? I'm very visual, so I tend to look up a lot. If I'm thinking, oh, was it him or was it her? I'll be looking up to the right. So it's when you're actually talking, it's okay to be looking all over the place, because you might also, with the visual field, be looking to your side. So audio, if you're remembering a conversation or a piece of music or something, you'll tend to look horizontally, like to the side here, to access an audio memory. And here again, it's comparison. When we're in our emotions, we tend to be looking down and to the right. Now, it does get a bit complicated, because if we're left-handed, sometimes we can be reverse organised. So it's the opposite of all the things I've said. But you can be looking down to the right to access your emotions. So you'll often see, if people are feeling down, you'll look at them and you'll know, because they are looking down, literally looking down. Also, if you're what's called AD, which is audio digital, if you're a real thinker and you're accessing facts and figures and thoughts, you can be down to your left. So that's quite an interesting thing. And when you're actually speaking, then that is something that it's natural to be looking all over the place. So if you find eye contact quite tricky, it's okay when you're speaking. It's okay to be looking wherever feels comfortable for you, so that you can access your thoughts and your memories. If you are listening, I think maybe that's perhaps when it's more tricky, because I think people think that you need to look at someone and look them in the eye to show them that you're listening. Now, for some people, so what you don't want to be doing is looking them in the eye all the time, because then they're going to be thinking, oh, hang on, this is uncomfortable for me. What we tend to do, so if you are looking at someone and then you look away as if you're thinking, so you might look for a bit, look away for a bit, be using your body language, like nodding maybe, thinking, oh, yes, interesting. Not talking all the time when they're talking, but that is more of when people think that you're listening to them, if you are looking them in the eye, but they don't want you looking at them in the eye too much. I think that's maybe complicated, but I hope that it's helpful a little bit. With body language, you can, when you're interacting with people, if you nod, if you are open, so if you have your arms folded like this, then that's very protective, and people will think, oh, maybe they're not interested. If you're like away from them, then people will think, oh, maybe they're not interested. You're being quite protective. If it feels comfortable, and you can always practice this, to have your arms by your sides, maybe on your waist, maybe, going like this, leaning on something, then you're a little bit more open, and people feel that you're listening to them and that you're connecting with them. So if you look up mirroring and matching, that's very interesting. Mirroring and matching can be very helpful. So I hope that helps a little bit, Fowley. Let me know if it is helpful. I have a friend who's a therapist, and she works very closely with lots of people who have all sorts of people who are autistic, people who have ADHD, people who are she works with neurodiversity, and everything that means, the whole rainbow that covers. So I hope that is helpful a little bit. Okay, let's have a little look here. We're going to do another practical thing in a minute. Yeah, so Nicholas says, I will try and complain and get justice as my autism and anxiety aren't linked. My diagnosis is only recent since April. Whilst I've been diagnosed, I knew they would do that. Okay, so yeah, go for it, go for that. I think it's really important, and you're absolutely right that autism and anxiety is not linked at all. You may feel anxious because we feel anxious as a protective behaviour because of stuff that's going on in our life. So maybe there's stuff going on, your connection with people could cause anxiety, but the autism is not a thing that's necessarily going to cause anxiety at all. So A. Fowley says, I feel eye contact is too intimate for the most part, and when I do force it, I have no clue when to stop. So that's just such a really good point. Hopefully that was helpful a little bit, and it's helpful to practice with people, to do like role play with people, someone that you trust, and say, listen, let's just have a conversation and be brutally honest with me. Do I need to give more eye contact, less eye contact? And it's about, I think it depends who you're speaking to as well. Like for me, I know that if I'm a little bit anxious, I will look away more, because it's almost like, they talk about the eyes being the windows to the soul. It's almost as though if I'm giving too much eye contact with someone, I feel like they see me, and I don't want that. I don't want that necessarily with some people. So I will tend to look away more. But the more relaxed you feel, the easier it is to give eye contact. But it's a very individual thing, and hopefully, we all need to understand that we're all going through stuff. We're all fellow strugglers, aren't we? So hopefully that helps a little bit. Oh, Jasmine, hello. Very nice to see you. You made it. That's so nice. Gosh, thank you. That is very lovely. Yeah, so Charlotte says, body language and looking people in the eye takes practice. Absolutely right. Mia says, so we're going to do a practical technique, but I'm just going to answer Mia Wood's question here. How do I stop leaning on my therapist so much for emotional support? I find it tough between sessions. Wow, that's really, really good question. And I think I would raise that with your therapist. If that was me, I would be chatting about that with my therapist. For me as a therapist, I don't want you to be with me for a really long time. The work that I do is brief therapy. I want people to come to me. I want them to learn life skills, to understand what's going on for them, to be curious about themselves, and to be empowered to go and live their lives. So that if, even when new stuff happens, that they know, okay, this is what's happening, this is why I'm feeling like this, and I know what to do about it. So it may well be that maybe your therapist doesn't give you that, but it's definitely worth having the conversation, because maybe they have a plan, maybe that's something that they can do for you. Okay, so let's get on and do a little... Oh, good. A. Fowley, I'm really glad that was helpful. Good. Let's do another technique. Okay, so so far we've done the finger breathing technique. So will all be on my YouTube. I'll upload it later today. But this is my Kindle, all right, because I've only got one phone. I'm not a millionaire. And so pretend this is my phone, all right, because you can do this technique with anything. You can do it with your phone, you can do it with your Kindle, you can do it with a book. And so I want you to, so just use what's available. We have to improvise a little bit sometimes, don't we? The main thing about this, again, it's another breath technique. So just go with the flow, go with what feels comfortable for you. And what we could do, particularly if you're just joining us, is you can measure where are you today? Are you feeling really anxious? Are you feeling okay? If you were to measure it between 0 and 10, where are you right now? So 0 is just chilled and relaxed and everything is fine. 10 is, not at all, the worst it could be. Where are you right now? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to trace along this. So again, remember the vision. Remember, if we're really in danger, our vision is really focused and we're looking at where's this danger coming from. We want to send the message to our brain. It's all right. Everything's okay. So we're just gazing off into the distance, like gazing out the window. Like for me, when I was in a maths lesson at school, I'd be like, oh, I'm so bored. Just looking out the window. Oh, I shouldn't badmouth maths, should I really? Anyway. So as we're doing that, we're going to start tracing along the edges of our phone. Okay, so along the short edge, we're going to do an in-breath. And then we're going to pause if we can. If you can't, don't worry, it's all right. And then we're going to do a long out-breath. With our breathing, it's really good to nose breathe. So we're breathing in through our nose and we can breathe out through our nose. But actually, sometimes it's easier to push out the air from our lungs by breathing out through our mouth. So we're going to breathe in, pause, and then out. Pause. Breathe in. Difficult in it to see this. This is not good. And then again along the long side, we're going to breathe out. Breathe in. And then breathe out along the long side. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Pause. Now, so you can see this, I'm changing hands all the time. What you really need to do is just be holding it in one hand and just tracing along the sides. So breathe in. Breathe in. How does that feel? How does that feel? Is that easier than the finger one? Because I feel like, if you're on the train or if you're at school, if you're in the office, if you're at home and you're just starting to feel a little bit anxious, you can take some time with your phone to just slow things down. No one needs to know that you're doing it, okay? Anxiety is nothing to be ashamed of at all, but actually it's good to have some techniques, and we don't always want the people around us to know how we're feeling necessarily, because it's just not the right environment. Maybe they're people we don't want them to know. We want them to think that we're all nice and calm. So that phone technique can be really helpful. Vicky says that you like that one. I'm really glad, Vicky. That's great. Thank you for that. Mia, it's so nice to see you. So Mia, life and dating coach, to give some really, really good advice about dating, the perils and the tips and the tricks of relationships. So really nice to see you here, Mia. Welcome. Denise, also, you're liking the phone technique. That's excellent. Angel Kate preferred the finger method. So that's really interesting, isn't it? And it just shows you that, we're all so different. And there will be techniques that you go, oh, no, I can't do that. I don't. Like for me, there's a technique. You see people on social media and they say, if you're anxious, look for 5 things you can see and 4 things you can this and 3. Well, that absolutely stresses me beyond belief, because I can't remember those things. And when we're anxious, our working memory goes out the window anyway. And so I think to myself, I could never do that because I just couldn't remember the steps. I want something really simple and easy. And so, that's a technique that doesn't work for me. It might well work brilliantly for you. So I like these physical, simple techniques. Is that, I can't read your name, sorry, let me put my glasses on. Shayla says, I don't like the 5 thing things method as well. Yeah, I never understand why people really set great store by that. So Mia says, I like the phone technique. It's so discreet. Yeah, I feel like that. Like, you know, anxiety is hard enough, isn't it, without the whole world knowing? Like, it's okay. You're doing your best. I'm sure all of you who are on here, you know, you're doing your best to find your way through it, to lead calmer lives. Sometimes you just don't need everyone to know your personal business, you know, and so to have something that's discreet and doable is really helpful, hopefully. So Sam says, what about the anxiety of thinking I've developed a food allergy and now can't go out to eat in a restaurant? Oh gosh, yeah. So that's tricky, isn't it? So I think information is key in something like that. Practical is go and see your doctor. That would be the thing that I'd do first of all. Go and see your doctor, get it checked out. Go and see a dietitian or someone who specialises in allergies, just so you know for sure. Are you allergic? If you're allergic, you know, if you get yourself whatever is needed, and go from there really. Because the anxiety is leaping out into the future, into what is potentially a scenario that A, it hasn't happened yet, B, it might never happen. But if you're uncertain because you're thinking, well, am I allergic, am I not, then you need to go and get that sorted out. So that would be my advice. I hope that helps a little bit, Sam. Good luck to you. Linnea says both. Oh, so first of all, self-love healing mindset, welcome, says what's the phone technique? So we just did that. So it's like breathing in along the short side of your phone, breathing out along the long side, in along the short side, out along the inside, just going round and round your phone, tracing it, and just doing slow, steady breathing. So that it's on my, if you have a look up here, it will be uploaded to my YouTube later on today. So hopefully you'll be able to see it live. Julie says, love the phone technique. So simple. Yeah, good. I'm really glad about that. That's all right, Sam. I'm glad that. Oh, no problem. Self-love healing mindset. No, I understand. People pop in and out, don't they? Because, you know, we all lead such busy lives. That's why I upload this to my YouTube, so that, you know, if you're interested in it, you can watch it, pause it, have a cup of tea, you know, and do it in your own time, rather than the stress of, you know, being at work or whatever. Oh, Heather says, just had a bombshell dropped on me at work. So much calmer now. Perfect timing. Oh, do you know what, Heather? I'm so pleased. I know that you and the other Heather have had a really rubbish week at work. And these things are so essential, aren't they? These small, simple techniques that send the message to our nervous system. Okay, right now, here I am. I'm just in my, wherever it is, whatever environment you're in, and we're safe. So welcome to all of you who are here. It's so lovely to have you here. I thought that I was only going to have the lovely Vicky Hodson here to moderate for me, and I get a special bonus of the lovely Jasmine as well. So I've got Vicky Hodson and I've got Jasmine moderating, keeping this a safe place. And that's what's so special about this community that we've been building for nearly 2 years now. I think it's 2 years in October that I came on TikTok. And so, and Jasmine and Vicky and Lynn have been with me for nearly as long as I've been doing TikTok lives. Lynn's not here with us today because she's gone out for a lovely lunch, but they're so supportive of me. I found out last night that they have a little WhatsApp group and they're all mates. I just love it. I'm so grateful for the work that they do, and I'm grateful for you being here as well. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you. If you are liking this, if you're like tap, 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 tap on the phone and liking this live, then thank you for that. Because what that does is it sends a message to the algorithm that this live is something that people are interested in and it's of value, and it sends it to more people. So thank you for that. If you want to follow me, then that is great. You do not have to subscribe because this is all free. Everything I do is completely free. I got approached in the week from a company who wanted me to do a video about eyebrow stencils. So they were really lovely, and I really appreciate it. I thought, oh wow, that's really nice that someone wants me to do a video. But I had to say no, because I was thinking, how weird would that look, that I talk about mental health and mental well-being, and all of a sudden I'm doing an eyebrow stencil. I don't even use makeup. Like you can see I've got eyebrows, but they're really, really blonde, so you can't really see them. But how weird. How weird would that have looked? To suddenly come on I'm doing eyebrow stencils because I've been paid to do an eyebrow advert. Anyway, I digress. So Helen says, do I have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. So if you look up here on this purple thing, you'll see that my YouTube channel is Sarah Eris Therapy. The spelling is up here so you can see it. And I always upload all of my lives, and I put other videos on there as well so that you can watch them in your own time. I know, Jasmine says, love that you got a brand deal. Such an influencer. What a niche market as well. I know, like eyebrows. No, I didn't get a brand deal, you know. I mean, if they wanted to come to me and go, oh, Sarah, we'd like to, I don't know, what I don't even know what I'd want. I don't really want anything, to be honest. I'm quite happy. I don't really need anything. So anyway, but yes, it made me laugh because I said no on the comment, and then they emailed me and said it was like almost as if I would said no in public, and then in private I'd go yeah actually I'll take the eyebrow stencil anyway. Oh gosh, okay. Let's have a look. So Annika says, hi, my anxiety is really high. I had therapy yesterday, but now 2-week gap and panicking about coping. Oh, bless you. So I'm sorry to hear that. Great that you're in therapy. Firstly, I probably would contact my therapist and just say, listen, I'm struggling from yesterday. Can we have a quick phone call or something? Maybe something like that. Ask from some support from your therapist. But also, you know, hopefully let's do another calming technique, and hopefully this one will help you a little bit. Maybe look back at this live when I upload it to my YouTube channel, and hopefully that will be helpful too. So let's go. I can just see here there's Vicky and Mia are saying, yeah, absolutely, eyebrow influencer, Sarah the eyebrow queen. Yeah. Okay, let's do some more content about feeling calmer, feeling less anxious, shall we? Thank you, Isabella. Isabella sent me roses. It's so kind of you. Honestly, it's really so appreciated. It's really, really lovely of you. But please don't feel that you have to do that at all. But it's very much appreciated. So I'm going to do an oldie but goldie. This is the thing that is pinned on my page. It has been pinned from the very start, and it is something that works on so many levels. Thank you, Becca. Very kind of you. And it is just a beautiful little technique. Of all the ones that I teach to people, this is the one that comes up as people go, oh, that one, I love it. Okay, so again, it's very, very easy to do. What we do is we're working on lots of levels. Okay, so we start off. Oh, look at this. Unable to contact your therapist as she's a low-cost counsellor in the... That's so annoying, isn't it? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not too sure what you can do. I would say maybe have a look at my page. There's lots of practical coping techniques. Let's do this technique together. Okay, Annika? And then hopefully that will help a little bit. And next time you see her, let her know about how you felt and ask her if there's any way of contacting her. So let's do this. And so again, let's just see where we are first of all between 0 and 10. 0 being absolutely fine, chilled, relaxed. 10 being really stressed out. Get that number, forget about it for now. What we're going to do is we're going to just start circling. Slowly circling, thumb and finger. If you can't do this, if maybe you've got arthritis in your hands, something like that, you can just circle somewhere else. So you could maybe circle on your arm, circle on your hand, circle on your face, wherever is calming. It's the physicality of it. It's this physical sensation which brings the attention of our mind from whatever it is that is stressing you to this place here and now. So we're circling. And what I want you to do with your vision, with your gaze, is again to just maybe stare out the window, go a bit daydreamy, unfocused, because focused vision is the thing that we get when we're in danger. We want to know where the danger is coming from. So let's change that. Let's slowly circle, just staring off into the half distance, kind of peripheral vision. And then in your mind, you might like to say something along the lines of, I'm here, I'm safe, I'm now. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm now. Just do that, just for a few moments. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm now. You might start to become aware that muscles throughout your body are probably quite tense, and it'll be different for all of us. So it may be that for you it's your forehead is tense, maybe your teeth are clamped together, maybe your jaw is quite tight. It may well be that your shoulders are up here. It may well be that your tummy is tight. Maybe you're holding your bum. Your muscles in your glutes are really tight. Your back muscles are tight. Wherever that is for you, just soften. Just let them go. Let them soften. It can be helpful if you have a space to lie down. You can just go, just let everything soften. And again, that sends the message through your muscles that it's okay. Right now, here and now, in this moment, you are safe. You might find that your breathing is very shallow. Maybe you're even holding your breath. So as you continue to do this, it may well be that if you were to sigh, maybe yawn. Yawning and sighing are good signs. Push out your breath from your belly. If you push your breath out and just breathe in. Don't worry too much about the in-breath. The in-breath will come. We've been breathing since we were born. So just slow, steady breathing. That's right. Just slowing, steadying. Here in this moment, just wherever you are. This is the only moment that really exists. Nothing else. And you can do that for as long as you like. How does that feel? How are we all doing? How are we all doing, eh? Annika, that's okay. I hope you're doing all right. I hope that helped you. Thank you, Chloe. That is so lovely of you to say nice things. Cool. Hello, Noor. Yeah, so Vicky Hodson, obviously Vicky's my moderator, so she's seen this before. I find myself doing this technique unconsciously when I'm out and about. I find that a lot of people that I work with say that they just find themselves just doing this. And one thing leads to another. This is the only thing you need to remember. And then you do that and you're like, yeah, oh, okay, eyes. Let's do my eyes, I'm focused. And then it doesn't need to be necessarily in that order. This is a good starting place. But it's that softened muscles, long, slow, steady breath. Chloe, I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you enjoyed that and you feel relaxed. That's so cool. Cool. Oh no, Jasmine, yeah, probably not a good thing to be doing whilst you're about to drive. We did say about you getting arrested. Don't do that. Be safe. Be safe. Okay, so Annika says, oh, thank you. That was calming. Cool. Ava, my number went up. Okay, that's interesting. So just be curious about that. Maybe this is not the technique for you, or maybe it's not the technique yet, but that's okay. It's just all information. Vicky was at a 9, now a 4. Annika says, my number went down a few numbers. Oh, and you do it with 3 fingers, so you're going like this. Okay, that's really cool. It's amazing how many people self-soothe naturally and just without really thinking. But when you're combining those other aspects of it, the eyes, the muscle relaxation, the breath, maybe the affirmations in your head, whatever works for you, together combined, it's lots and lots of layering of messaging to let your nervous system know that, okay, right here and now you're okay. Naya, good. I'm glad you feel calmer. Yeah, so Sandra is saying that is calming. Realised my neck was tight. That's the thing, is that when we have chronic anxiety, when we are feeling stressed for huge amounts of time, we don't even realise that we are tense. We don't even realise. We go around with like, shoulders up here, and my jaw sometimes, if I'm tense, because my teeth get clamped. And so it's bringing that awareness. And if you can, at points in your day, just go, okay, I've got 5 minutes, I'm in a lift, or I'm whatever, waiting for the kettle to boil. Just takes a moment for you to do that, literally a moment, and it can make a difference. And in that moment, you're getting the release of the hormones that tell your nervous system that you are okay, you are safe, you are well. And if you have that every day, if you have these oases in your day, what a difference it makes. It gets our nervous system, our stress levels to go down, down, down. So, okay, let's see there. So Angel Kate says, I like that technique, nearly asleep. Yeah, I find it. When I do these techniques with my clients, and sometimes when I'm writing, so I write word weaves for my clients, which is partly relaxation, partly hypnotic suggestion. When I'm recording them, I'm like, oh God, I'm drifting off because it's so sort of soporific and relaxing. So, hello, Maggie Cherry. It's very nice to see you. So you're saying going out tonight in a big group, don't want to go, so doing this might help. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it, when you have those things? I'm like that a lot. I don't really like big groups of people. Socially, work-wise, I'm fine. But yeah, so I hope it does help you. So, I can't see your name. Sai. Oh, hello. Very nice to see you. How are you doing? I think we're all well on here. Some of us have had difficult weeks, but I think we're okay. We've been doing some practical techniques today. Yeah, and Maggie, as Jasmine says, hopefully you'll have fun whilst you're there when you're going out. How are you doing, Sai? I worry about I'm saying your name wrong. I hope not. Let's have a little look. So we've done a few techniques today. We've done, I think we've done 4 techniques today. And we've just been really chill today. It's been quite a nice small group of people. And I'm so grateful that you've been here. So you forgot that there's a live on Fridays. Yeah, so that reminds me. Hang on. So firstly, I stopped immediately because Jasmine has said that she got a distinction last week, another distinction in her course. Yay! Big hand for you, popping champagne bottles for you. Well done, Jasmine. It's so cool. Really good, well done. Well done for that. And Sai reminded me that I need to let you know that my lives are every Friday. So I'm doing lives every Friday, and I've been doing them at 12 o'clock every week. And I know that doesn't suit everyone, but I'm feeling like if I'm uploading them to the YouTube channel every week, then hopefully, even if the time is not suitable for everyone, at least you can catch up on YouTube. So I really hope that is the case. I feel like the 12 o'clock suits, people on their lunchtime, people in the UK and Europe, people who are in the States, you know, like if you're 5 hours behind, then it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. So Julie, bless you, Julie Reese Diva is in California. So that starts 8 hours early. So that is really early for you still. So my apologies. But I'm hoping that it's okay. So there will be a live next Friday, 12 o'clock UK time. But yeah, I really hope to see you there. Annika, you really lovely to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all of you for being here. It's just really lovely to see so many familiar faces, and to also see new faces too. Thank you if you have followed me, if you've liked the live, if you've sent any gifts, and I've seen that a few of you have, and I really appreciate that. Then thank you so much. Do come along next week. If you follow me, then you'll get notifications of when the lives are. If you subscribe on YouTube, obviously it's all completely free, and you'll be able to see when the lives are uploaded to that. So even if you can't catch them in the day, you'll be able to see them in your own time with a cup of tea and a slice of cake, or whatever is your moment of choice. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to say goodbye now. Oh God, really nearly forgot there. The most important thing is to say thank you to Vicky Hodson and to Jasmine. So Vicky's been here all along. I wasn't expecting Jasmine, and she's very, very kindly come along as well. So it's been lovely to have you both here. Thank you so much. I hope that you both have lovely weekends. I hope all of you have lovely weekends. What have you got? Has anyone got anything good planned this weekend? See, Angel Kate says, Lynn and me have become lovely friends since meeting on your live. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Now, I wonder if anyone interested in being a moderator? Because I feel like it's a bit of a pressure on my lovely mods to be, being here every week. It's a big responsibility. So if you would be interested in coming, being a moderator, then do let me know. Drop me a message. Because I'm thinking I may probably need like a couple of people to join us, just so that they're not feeling quite. They would always say that they're not under pressure, but I just think I just want to spread the load a little bit. So if you're interested, just message me privately, and we'll see what we can do. Hey. I know, and Vicky says, "Oh, we love it, Sarah," and I love it. I love that you love it, and I appreciate it. But I'm always really aware that for me, I choose to do this, and for you, I just want it to be as comfortable as possible. But please don't go. Please don't leave me, because I love you guys. Right. Okay. So I'm going to say cheerio. Hopefully, I'll see you next Friday. I'll try and get this uploaded in the next. Before this evening, hopefully. But thank you, everyone. Take care and have a lovely, lovely weekend. It's me on my YouTube. If you've missed it, don't worry, it'll be on the YouTube. Have a great day and take care. Bye-bye, everyone. Oh, and also I wanted to say, because I'm about to go, but Heather, I hope you have a good week this week. All right, take care, and I will see you. Message me if you'd like to be a moderator. Send me a message and we can have a chat. Bye bye.